As you start into your PrebuiltML project, a great place to begin is in the General tab, where you can enter some basic information about your job. This comes with two benefits. First, it provides clarity to you, the producer, as to what the project is about and who it's for. And secondly, the information that you enter here will be placed on the different reports and layouts that you produce at the end of your job. Entries that are made in the project, tracking, and estimator fields will be placed on both your reports and on your framing layouts. The client and PO fields that you fill in will be placed on only your reports. The remainder of the fields, such as address and engineer and so on, will be placed on only your framing layouts as you make entries in them. To start, you can enter the name of the job in the project field. In this case, we'll call it the Roberts home, since that's the project that we're actually working on. If you make use of an internal tracking number in your business, something that identifies the job as it goes through your system, you could enter that tracking number here. For the address, we can make an entry that's appropriate for where the project is actually located. Entries for this can be as generic or as specific as desired. You can include the address or even suite or site number if desired, or just be as general as the city, the state, or zip for where the project is actually being built. Further to the right, there is the client name field. Typically, we would recommend that you use the name of the company or person who is bringing this work to you. So in this case, since Joe's Framing Company has asked us to do this layout or this takeoff, we'll make that entry here. Further down, if Joe's Framing Company gave us a PO number, we could make that entry. And finally, in the estimator name field, we can either enter our initials or our full name, whatever you're most comfortable with. Further down, you'll have other entries that can be made that are more related to the plan, engineers that are involved, architectural dates, structural dates of the actual plans that you've been given, which can be handy in if you're coming back to do revisions or changes in the job, you know which date you were actually working off of. The creation date is when the project will be completed for the first time, and you could make use of the revision date field if you're coming back to make a revision at a later time to the project. Further down, you can see that there are places where you can make entries for the roof and the floor about load duration factors, live loads, and dead loads. But we should point out that these fields are for informational purposes only. PrebuiltML is not design software and does not use this information to evaluate or validate the materials that are called in this project. This is strictly for informational purposes only. Finally, at the bottom, you can see there's an instruction section where you might make notes about the particular project that you would want to remind yourself of later. These particular notes will not display on any of your reports or your layouts. Once we have all of our information entered for the job, we're ready to go over to the Plan tab and get started on our takeoff.